We are looking at a program that draws a grid on the screen, a bunch of rectangles, that is. So let's execute this and see what happens. Okay. So we need the x coordinate of the top left corner. Let's make it -100. 200 for the y coordinate of the top left corner of the grid. Then the width, let's put 50. Height, let's put 40. And let's say we want 6 rectangles in each direction. And let's see what we get. Notice that we are drawing all the horizontal lines first. So we draw 7 horizontal lines and 7 vertical lines. That is how we get the grid. Okay. So how does this program work? This is the source code. Let's look at the input first. We get the x coordinate of the top left corner, y coordinate of the top left corner in the first 2 executable statements. Then we get the width of the rectangle. And to make things a little more interesting, I'm saying if width is greater than or equal to 5, otherwise I'm not planning to draw anything. I get the height. And if the height is also greater than or equal to 5, I ask for the number of rectangles. And I don't draw anything unless the number of rectangles is at least 2. So I have a bunch of conditionals here. So if the number of rectangles is greater than or equal to 2, I draw the horizontal lines here and the vertical lines here. There are 2 for loops. The first one draws the horizontal lines. You might recall that from the drawing. The horizontal lines are drawn first, then the vertical lines are drawn, and that's it. I don't have any error messages. If the values are incorrect, I can incorporate that functionality if I want it by putting else for each one of these 3 statements. I could say if number of rectangles is greater than or equal to 2, I have all this. Else I could say I need at least a value of 2 for the number of rectangles. I could put an else for if height is greater than or equal to 5, as well as for this if statement. That is not very hard to add. Let's see how we draw the grid. Once again, we have a for loop and a second for loop. The first for loop draws the horizontal lines. The second for loop draws the vertical lines. And the top left corner is at this point given by the 2 variables x top left and y top left. So I have temporary variables x and y set to x top left and y top left. I hide the turtle and I iterate this loop. Look at how many times I'm iterating. I'm iterating it number of rectangles plus 1 times. The reason is if I need 6 rectangles, I need 7 lines horizontally, 7 lines vertically. So both loops iterate number of rectangles plus 1 times. The target variable is a rectangle in both. In fact, I copied and pasted this code actually. I wrote the first one and then copied and pasted and then made some little adjustments here. But I'm not using this target variable in either loop. So I set x to x top left, y to y top left. When I draw the horizontal lines, I go to x comma y. This would always be the same value for x top left for x, and y will be changing because I'm drawing horizontal lines, so I'll be going down after drawing each. horizontal line. I go to this point, then put the pen down, set my direction to go to the right side, the east side, by set heading 0. I move forward. See how many pixels I am moving forward. It is the width of each rectangle times number of rectangles. So if the width is, let's say 50 and number of rectangles is 10, I draw a line that is 500 pixels long. Then I set up the y coordinate for the next horizontal line by subtracting height from y. Initially, I'm at the very top left corner. Then I go down, I move down by subtracting from y the current or the value of height. So that would be the new value of y. Then I will be going to that location after lifting the pen up, and then I will be drawing the next horizontal line, and then I'll keep doing this. Once I finish executing the first loop, I reset x and y to x top left and y top left. You'll observe that actually I did not really change x. So this line is redundant, x equals x top left. But I copied and pasted this code anyway, and I had this here. This could have been deleted without any change to the functionality of the program. Now, I am drawing the vertical lines. So the number of rectangles hasn't changed. It is the same in both directions. So the number of vertical lines have to be exactly the same as the number of horizontal lines. So I have the same loop header, and I'm having pretty much the same approach. I lift the pen up, go to the top left corner initially, and then I mean, for the first rectangle, x would be x top left and y would be y top left. So the very first iteration will go to the top left corner. I put the pen down, and then I'm drawing a vertical line downwards. So I set heading to 270. So that will make it go south. And I go forward height times number of rectangles. Here I was going horizontally. So it is width times number of rectangles. Here I am saying height times number of rectangles. And then the next vertical line has to be x plus width to the right, right? So I'll be going there and then drawing the next vertical line and so on.